Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video tutorial, I will explain in Django web application how to create a CRUD operation with PostgresQL database. And now it's time to check the final output. Notice the header tags. We got to create new employee. Right now we have only one record in our table Charan. Let's browse this table. Right now we have only one row affected. Now let's create a new employee. The employee name is j@gmail.com, the email, and the occupation is a sales manager, and the salary I'm giving 12,000. The gender is male. Click insert. See here the employee Jack is saved successfully. Let's go to home page. See here we got the Jack record is inserted successfully. Let's check in our database also. I'm selecting this command, select start from employee, click. See here we got the Jack details. Now we got two rows affected. Now let's update, edit the record. I'm editing the Jack details. Let's increase the Jack salary from 12,000 to 32,000, and I want to change and the email ID also. Let's change the name Jack White. That's it. Update record. See here message we got, record updated successfully. Go to home page. See the salary, before it was around 12,000, now we got 32,000, and the employee name is Jack White, before it was Jack. Now let's check in our database. See the employee name is Jack right now, and the salary is 12,000. Let's execute this statement, select start from employee, browse. See here the salary is 32,000, the employee name is Jack White. Now the final step, let's delete this Jack White, click delete. See now we got the records, what are they available in our database table. Let's check in our database table. We have deleted the Jack White, the employee name. Let's execute this statement again. See the Jack White has been deleted. Let's delete this Charan also, click delete. The delete has been deleted successfully.
If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates.
Before creating a Django web application, first we'll create a new table in PostgreSQL database, which is pgadmin. I just logged into my pgadmin PostgreSQL database. Let me expand these databases. I have two databases right now in this databases section. I want to create a new table in this Charan database. Let's select that one. Go to schemas. The schemas, come to the bottom. Notice here the tables. Right now in this tables folder contains 10 tables. Let's create a new table. Select the tables folder, right click the mouse, query tool. Let's write a query to create a table. Create table. The table name is the employee, and then let's add the columns here. ID, serial, primary key. Serial here is the auto increment column. EMP name, varchar 150, email varchar 150, salary, integer type. Let's put here occupation varchar 150, and the gender I'm adding here is a cat tag. Now let's execute to create this employee table. See here we got a message query written successfully, which means the table is created in this Charan database. Let me refresh this tables folder. So right now we got the 11 tables here. Here is the employee table. Let's browse this employee table, select start from employee. Let's execute the statement. Right now this table contains 0 records. See here the 0 rows affected. Now my aim is I want to implement the CRUD functionality on this employee table to create an employee, read the employee details, update the employee details and delete the employee details from this employee table using Django web application. So let's create a new folder to create a Django application. I'm creating a new folder in this E drive. So right click the mouse, go to new and select folder. The folder name is Django CRUD PostgresQL. Let's browse this folder. Right now this folder is empty. Now we'll create a new Django web application in this folder. I'm using Visual Studio Code to create a Django web application, but before adding the application we need to add our folder which we have created in the E drive. For that, go to file and select open folder. The folder I have created in the E drive and this is our folder name. Click select folder. And here the folder is successfully added to our Visual Studio Explorer panel. At the right side we got the welcome page. Let's close this welcome page. Now we'll create a web application in this folder. For that, go to view and select terminal. And here we got our terminal, which is nothing but a PowerShell or command prompt. If you notice the path here, the E drive, this folder I have created in the E drive. This is the folder here. Let's create the Django web application. Django-admin start project, and the project name is CRUD operation. Enter. So here the CRUD operation, the application is created successfully. Let me expand this application. When I expand this application, there is one subfolder with the same project name and one manage.py Python file is created. Let me allow to expand this subfolder also. If you notice, when I expand the subfolder, there is some default Python files like settings.py, urls.py. All these files and folders has been created automatically when I create this application CRUD operation. Now after creating the application, the next step is let's add one templates folder to add our HTML pages. So select the app, right click the mouse, click new folder. The folder name is a templates folder. Now in this templates folder we'll add our HTML pages. Select the templates folder, right click the mouse, click new file. The file name is index.html. And here we got our index.html. Before adding the designing part in this page, first we'll add one models page to our subfolder of the application. Select the subfolder, right click the mouse, click new file. The file name is a models.py. And here we got our models page. Now in this models page contains a class with some properties. Now before adding the properties, first let's import the models class from django.db import models. After that, now let's define a class. The class name is emp model. Now in this model I'm adding models.model, M is capital here, colon. And now let's create the properties. If you check in our table, there are ID, emp name, email, occupation, salary and gender. This ID is a primary key and this contains a serial, so which is auto generate column. I'm not creating the property for the ID, but I'm creating the rest of these columns. Emp name is equals to models dot char field, the data type is a max length and max underscore length is equals to, I'm giving 100. Then the next one is the email is equals to, let's copy this one, the same data type. After that we have the occupation, so OCCUPATIO, and occupation is equals to models, the same thing, the data type is. Next we have the salary. Salary is the integer type, models dot integer field. And the last one is the gender. Gender is equals to models dot char field, but the max length is 1. If you check here, I have given the char type. After that, I am adding one more class called meta class. This meta class contains our table, so db underscore table is equals to between double quotes. Let's add our table name, which is the employee. Copy that one and paste here. That's it. Let's save this models page. After creating the models page, next we require views page. Go to subfolder, right click the mouse, click new file. The file name is a views.py, and here we got the views page. Now in this views page contains the actual logic, the CRUD operation, creating a record, updating a record, inserting a record and deleting the record. So before adding the functionality, we have to import the necessary classes from django.shortcuts import render class. Next we'll import the models class also from the models page is inside my application, so I'm adding my application name dot models import. I'm adding my class name emp model. After that, let's define the first function to display all the employee details. Show emp is a function name. I'm requesting request colon this function return. I want to render this index.html page, so I'm requesting within single quotes the index.html is a template name, comma on this template name. Now in this template I want to display the records from this emp model, so here I'm adding show all is an object, is a variable, emp model dot objects dot all method. Then let's add the dictionary. A dictionary contains the keys and values. Here the key here I am adding data colon show all. That's it. This function returns all the employee records from the employee table. Now let's configure the URLs also. In the URLs, first let's import the views page from dot import views, and in the URL patterns let's add the path between single quotes. Now this path, I want to make this path as a default path, as a home page of our application. Views dot, I am requesting this index.html with the help of this function show emp. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Next let's open settings.py. First in the settings.py, notice the install underscore apps. We need to add our application name. My application name is CRUD operation. Copy that one and paste here. Then come to the bottom. In template section, notice the directories. So I am configuring this templates folder with the base directory. So here os.path.join method base directory, base underscore directory, comma between single quotes. I am adding my templates folder. Then come to the bottom. Notice in the databases, the default in database engine is a SQLite 3, but we are using PostgreSQL. So instead of SQLite 3, let's add PostgreSQL and remove this default database name. Let's add our database name. The employee table I have created in this Charan database. So the database name is Charan. After that, let's import the credentials. The credentials, the username, if you want to know the username, notice the PostgreSQL 12, the main server, click that one, right click the mouse, go to properties. Notice in the properties, the second option is a connection, click that one. Here you can find our connection string. The username is Postgres, copy that one and paste here. And the password here, password colon, the password here is password 123, and we require the host also. To find out the host is localhost, copy that one and paste here, comma, and we require the port number also. So port number is 5432. Copy that one and paste here, comma. That's it. We have configured the database section also. Make sure add these templates, and you need to install our application name. Let's save this file. Save all. Next, switch to the index.html. Let's add the doc tab, HTML, header section. In the header section, I'm adding the title. The title is CRUD operation with PostgresQL. After that, I'm adding the body tag. Inside the body tag, I'm adding center tag. Inside the center tag, I'm adding headers, how to create CRUD operation with PostgresQL, Django web tutorials. After that, I'm adding one horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I'm adding a table with a border is equals to 1. Now this index.html page displays all the employee details in this table, and the table contains tr and table headers. Table headers is employee ID. The second one is ph, employee name. The third one is the email, and the fourth one is occupation. The fourth one is occupation. Let's close this one. Email, occupation. Next one is a salary, and the last one is a gender. So now we require to fetch the records from the database. So for that, I'm using for loop for result in the data we are getting from this key, dictionary key, which is the data. Let's copy and paste here, and let's close the for loop. Now let's add tr table data between double curly brackets. In this expression, I'm adding result dot id, the column names, double curly brackets, result dot. We need to add the same column names whatever we have written in this employee table. So emp name, td, again between double curly brackets, result dot email. Next one is the double curly brackets, result dot occupation. Now the next one is a salary, and the last one is gender. Result dot gender. That's it. Let's save this file. Now before adding the insert, create a record, update the record, and delete functionality, let's check this index.html page is displaying or not. So before run the server, we need to add this project application name to the path cd. After that, let's run the server, python manage.py run server, enter. When we run the server, we don't have any issues. Below the record of web server link. Let's run the server, control plus mouse click. Oops, yeah, something went wrong. The column name is occupation. Let's check in the model. the table. This is the table. As I told, we need to give exactly the column names must be same. Let's save the file. Save all. Now we reload the browser. See, after I reload the browser, now we got the index.html page, which is our home page. The header tags below the table. Right now this table is showing 0 records because in our table we don't have any records. This one, see, 0 rows affected. Now let's insert a new employee records into this table. Again, switch over to the coding part, go to templates, right click the mouse, new file. The file name is insert.html, and here we got our insert page. Now before adding the designing part in this HTML page, first let's write the coding part in the views page. Let's create a new function to insert the records, def insert emp. I'm requesting column. When we want to insert records, the method called post, so I'm requesting if request dot method double equals to post is a capital letters, then if request dot post request dot capital letters post dot get method between single quotes, the values we are getting from the text box controls. So at this moment just leave it like that, and let's copy this one. First one is the emp name, second one is the email, occupation, salary, and gender. We require 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 and 5. The first one column here. Now save record is equals to, save record is a variable. I want to save the records with this emp model. Now save record dot emp name. We are getting the properties from this model. Emp name is equals to, let's copy this one. This one is the request.post.get emp name. Save record dot email is equals to, what I'm doing, I'm adding the same the column names, email, the salary, occupation, so email, occupation, salary, and gender. Now here we need to add the same values, email. Now save record dot occupation is equals to request dot post dot get method between single quotes. This is the occupation. Save record dot next one is the salary is equals to, let's copy this one, paste here. This is the salary we need to add here. Then we require the gender also, copy that one. Save record dot gender is equals to, I'm pasting the gender. After that, save record dot, I want to save all the records, save method. Then once the record is saved successfully, I want to display the message. For that I'm using messages. So let's import the class name from django.contrib. From this contrib class, I'm importing the messengers class. Now in this messengers dot success method, the success method takes two parameters. The first one is the request, so let's add the request comma, and the message I want to display if the record is saved successfully, employee plus plus. I'm adding the employee name, save record.emp name. This variable I'm adding here, which displays our employee name. Again, between single quotes is, let's give some gap here, is saved successfully. After that, I want to return this function render. I'm requesting request comma between single quotes insert.html page. Then let's add else part. If the record is not post, I want to display the same template insert.html. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now go to URLs. This one, comma, name is equals to, let's add this show emp. Now we'll add a new path for the insert record. Insert is a URL page name, views dot. The insert page, the insert.html page, I'm requesting with this function, insert emp function. So add that one, comma, name is equals to between double quotes, let's paste that one, the function name, comma. That's it. Let's save this file. Now switch to the insert.html. The insert.html, I'm adding the doc type instead of writing the same thing. Let's save some time. I'm deleting this part. We don't require this for loop. And this one, insert record into PostgreSQL td and employee name. The next td, I'm adding the input element. Input type is equals to text. Let's add the placeholder. The placeholder is enter employee name, E capital, and here I'm adding one more attribute called name property. This name property is very important. I'm adding the property name, this emp name. Make sure the post.get, the get emp name we are getting from this text box control. Let's close this tr. Again, new tr td email, new td. Let's copy this one, enter email. The name is very important here, and the views email, copy that one and paste here. After that, I'm adding one more tr for the occupation, td. Let's copy this one. This one is occupation. The email is the name, is the occupation. let's delete this. These all tr td salary. Let's copy this one. Enter salary, and this one is a salary. Copy that one and paste here, and the last one we require the gender. The gender, I am using the radio type buttons, so I am adding radio. We don't require this placeholder. Here the name I am adding, views is gender. Copy that one, paste here, and the value is equals to m, male. Type symbol I am adding. Let's add another radio button element for the female, and this one is F. Now here the occupation, instead of text box control, I am adding select element. Select name is equals to, for the select name is occupation. Copy that one and paste here. Now here the option is select occupation. This occupation is a label of the drop down list, so I am selected disable is equals to true, and the next options I am adding is programmer option, HR. The next option is sales manager. Just for the demo purpose, I am adding only 3 options only in this select option element. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now, after the horizontal line, I am adding the form tag. Form method is equals to post. Let's close this form tag. After the table element, again go to top. After the form post method, I am adding one command called csrf_token. This command csrf_token, in Django applications, when we are posting the data, it protects our data from the hackers. So make sure when you are posting the data, add this token, otherwise you'll get an error. And also, if you notice here in the views, in this function insert emp, I have given the message. If the record is inserted successfully, I want to display this message, employee so and so name is saved successfully. So here I am adding if messages, the messages we are getting from this messages class, percentage, and if after that we need to add for loop also for message in the message we are getting from this messages class. Then let's close this for loop also with and for. Next, let's add the bold tag. Inside this bold tag, I want to display the message, and let's add some style for this bold is equals to color. I want to display color green color. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now switch to index.html. We'll add one href link. href is equals to, and this one is create new employee, and this href you are getting double curly brackets, percentage URL between single quotes. I am adding my URL name is insert emp. The insert function name I am adding. This function name I am adding here. That's it. Let's save this file. Now we'll check the output. We already opened here one browser. Let's reload the browser. See, after I reload the browser, we got a new href link, create new employee. Click. See here we got something went wrong. In the insert at the salary, see here the salary. Let's save this file, save all. Now I'm reloading the insert page. Now we got everything is good. So now we got everything in the table. Here we forgot to add one button control. So again switch over to index.insert.html. I'm adding one more tr. Copy that one, paste here. This one, instead of gender, I'm adding input type is equals to submit value is equals to insert. Let's close the button control, and the next one, this message I want to display here. So I don't require here this, so I'm deleting that one. Let's save this file, save all. Now it's time to check the results. I'm reloading the browser. See, after I reload the browser, we got the button insert button control. Let's insert new employee record. The employee name is Charan. The email ID is charan@gmail.com. The occupation is a programmer, and the salary is around 50,000. The gender is male. Now before insert the record, let's check this employee table. Let's browse the employee table, 0 rows affected. Let's insert the record, click insert. See here we got a message, the employee Charan is saved successfully. Let's check in our database. Again I'm selecting the employee table, the statement select start from employee. Let's execute. See here we got the Charan details is inserted successfully. Now the next step, we'll add one. Now the next step, let's go to home page. We'll add edit and delete button links to this table. Switch over to the coding part. Now what I'm doing, the insert.html page, after the table I'm adding one href link to go back to home page. So this one is home page. So here the URL show emp. So let's save this file, save all. We check this home page is working or not on the insert page. I'm reloading the browser, create new employee. See here we got home page. When I click home page, see it's redirecting to the home page. Now let's add the href links, edit and delete to this table. Switch over to the Visual Studio, index.html, come to the bottom. In the for loop, I am adding one td tag. In this td tag, href is equals to hash. Let's close this href, edit. Let's copy this one, and the second href link is a delete. Let's check the output. Save this file. I'm reloading the browser. See here, after I reload the browser, we got the edit and delete. Now the next step, we'll add the functionality to edit and update the selected employee record. Switch over to the coding part. Now when a user clicks this edit link, I want to go to one new edit template. So let's add one template, edit.html. Click new file. The file name is edit.html. Enter. And here we got our edit page. Now before adding the designing part in this edit page, go to views. First let's add the logic to display the selected employee record. Def emp select update. Let's add the edit emp request comma, and the second parameter I'm adding id. With the help of the id, I'm selecting the particular employee record. It's a colon, then edit emp object is equals to, here I'm adding emp model, my class name dot objects dot get method. The get method takes id is equals to id. Then this function return render. I'm requesting the template called edit.html. I'm requesting the template edit.html comma. I'm adding a dictionary to display the record between double curly brackets. The key here, I'm adding the emp model, my class name, colon, edit emp object. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now we'll configure the urls.py. Add the path. The path is the URL. I'm adding edit int colon id. Let's close this one comma views dot. Let's add the function name. Copy the function name, the URLs, comma name is equals to between double quotes. I'm adding the function name, comma. Let's save this file, save all. And now index.html. Here I'm adding the path in the href, the edit / the id we are getting from this one, result id. Copy this one and paste here. Let's close this one here. We'll add a tag, and here also. Let's save this file, save all. Now when a user clicks this link, edit link, I want to open this template and display the selected employee record ID details. So here, switch over to the index.html. Just for time saving, I'm copying this code and paste here. So in the table, let's delete this all. Edit emp details is the header, and this one I don't require this href and stuff. Create home. I'm adding the go to home. Copy this one, paste here. Instead of insert emp, I'm adding index.html show emp. Let's copy this one. Copy this one, paste here. Go to home page. Let's save this file first. Now in this table I want to display the selected employee record details. So tr And the TD first one is the employee name. First one is the employee ID. Employee ID, TD. Let's add the input. Type is equals to, we don't require the text box for the ID because we don't need to change the ID. Just add between double curly brackets the ID we are getting from this. Let's add the model page, model dot the column name. This column name I'm adding here, ID. After that, let's copy this one, paste here. This one is the employee name. Let's add the input type is equals to text. Name is equals to emp name, and the value is equals to, between double curly brackets, the expression is the emp model dot emp name. Friends, here also I require this id name, so put this input type is equals to text, name is equals to id, and the value is equals to, between double curly brackets, and make this text box is read only. Let's add the rest of the employee details. TD employee name, email, TD. Let's copy this one and paste here. Instead of emp name, I'm adding email, emp model.email, TD, occupation, TD. Let's copy this one. Here the name, the occupation is, go to models, copy this one, paste here, occupation. We require the salary and gender also. Salary, and the last one is gender. Copy this one and paste here. Make sure the name, the values, we need to give exact the column names what we have given in this employee table. That's it. Let's save this file. Now we'll check the output. Now let's run the server again, Control C. Now I'm running the server. After run the server, we don't have any issues. Let's follow link, Control plus mouse click, and here we got a new output after we are adding the edit functionality. Right now in our table we have only the churn record. Let's edit, click edit. See, here we got the churn details here. Go to home page, we got the go to home page. Now my next step, I will add one update button so user can edit the details. So go to home page, again switch over to the coding part. We require the code here to update the record. Def update emp. The same thing, we require request id colon. First, to update the emp, we require forms page. So let's add one forms.py. Right click the mouse, click new file, forms.py, enter. In the forms page, from Django import forms. After that, we need to import our models class also from CRUD operation dot models import emp model. Then let's define a class called emp forms dot model form colon model is equals to emp model and fields is equals to between double quotes underscore all. I'm getting all the fields from this models class, all these fields. Friends, here we need to add another class called meta class. Then we require the model and fields. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. After adding the forms here in the views page, now let's finish this function. Update emp is equals to emp model dot objects dot get method id is equals to id. We need to call the forms, so let's add the forms also here. The forms class from CRUD operation dot forms import from these forms. I'm adding my class name emp, not model, emp forms. This class name I'm adding here in these views. Then come to the bottom. Now let's call the forms page. Now let's call the forms here. Define first one variable form emp forms request dot post comma instance is equals to the instance we are getting from this variable update emp. Then if form dot is valid is underscore valid colon, if the form is valid then only I want to save, then form dot save method. Once the record is saved successfully, I want to display the message. For that I'm adding the messages dot success method request comma record updated successfully. Then it return I want to render the edit page only. So let's copy this one instead of writing the same code, the edit page only, but here the key is the emp model, our model name, but the values is update emp. Copy that one and paste here update emp. Let's save this file, save all. So after we saving the file, we don't have any issues. Next we need to configure the URL also. Again, path update int colon id comma views dot our function name update emp comma name is equals to update emp. Let's add comma here. That's it. We have configured the URL also. Save this file. Next we need to add the post method. Go to top. After the horizontal line I'm adding the form method is equals to post. Here I'm adding the action is equals to between double quotes. Here the action path we are getting from this URLs. So let's copy this one update emp in the edit.html / the integer value, the employee ID value we are getting from this emp model.id. Copy that one and paste here. Let's close this form tag. Now inside this form tag I'm adding the token csrf underscore token. Now this form tag I am closing after the home page. That's it. Now let's add one button control to update the record. After the table, I am adding, let's add here only tr, one more tr here, td. The first td I am adding the button control input type is equals to submit button. The value is update record. Let's close the td. I'm adding one more td to display the message. For that, percentage if messages, the same thing here what we have written here. Just copy this part. Just for the time saving, I'm adding the same code here, because the messages we are getting from this messages class. Let's save this file, save all. That's it, we have done the coding part to update the record. So again, Ctrl+C to exit from the server. Let's rerun the server, python manage.py run server. After I run the server, we don't have any issues. Now let's run the server, Ctrl+ mouse click. And here we got a new output. Let's update this employee Charan details, click edit. And see here we got the update record button control. Let's here the occupation, we need to change the labels. Edit, this one is a salary and this one is the gender. Let's save this file. Now let's reload the browser again. Now I want to change the Charan employee email ID. Instead of Charan, I am adding ch@yahoo.com and salary is, let's make that 56,000. That's it. Let's update the record. Click update record. The record updated successfully. Go to home page. See here we got the email for the Charan. Before it was charan@gmail.com and salary also has been changed. Now let's check in the table the record is updated successfully or not. Switch over to the database. Now right now this email ID for the Charan is charan@gmail.com and salary is 50,000. Now I'm selecting this command, select star from employee. Let's run this code. See here the email ch@yahoo.com and the salary is 56,000. Now we require the last functionality, delete functionality. So let's do that one also. Switch over to the coding part. Now let's add the delete functionality. Go to views. We require the logic to delete the function. Delete function def del amp is a function name, request id. The delete employee also, based on the id we are deleting the selected employee record. Here del employee is an object, is equals to emp model dot objects dot all, it's not all, it's get id is equals to id. Then del employee dot delete method, just simply delete method, it will delete this particular selected employee record. After deleting the record, I want to redirect the same page, I want to return the same page with the rest of the records. So here I am adding show all, show data is a variable, emp model dot objects dot all method, then this function return render request. I'm requesting the index.html comma between curly brackets. Here I am adding a dictionary, emp model colon, the values after deleting the rest of the values records I want to show. That's it. This is a simple code to delete the record. Let's save this file. Now let's configure the URL patterns also. The same thing here, instead of update, let's add the delete. The page name is, but let's change the function name. Here the delete function is a del emp. Copy that one, paste here, and the name also the same function name. That's it. We have configured the del employee also. So after saving the file, we don't have any issues. Now switch to index.html. We need to configure the del. So we are getting the record with this path. So copy this path, paste here, delete this int id. The id we are getting from this result.id. After that, I'm adding a simple JavaScript function on click is equals to return confirmation. This confirmation, are you sure you want to delete? Are you sure you want to delete the record? This confirmation displays a alert message with a yes or no, okay or cancel buttons. If the user does not want to delete, they can cancel. If they want to proceed, click OK. It deletes the record. That's it. We have done the complete coding part. Let's save this file. Save all. Now again we'll Control C to exit the server. Now again we'll run the server. See, after I run the server, we don't have any issues. Below is our web server link. Control plus mouse click. And now it's time to check the final output. Notice the header tags. We got to create new employee. Right now we have only one record in our table, Charan. Let's browse this table. Right now we have only one row affected. Now let's create a new employee. The employee name is Jack, j@gmail.com, the email, and the occupation is sales manager, and the salary I'm giving 12,000. The gender is male. Click insert. See here the employee Jack is saved successfully. Let's go to home page. See here we got the Jack record is inserted successfully. Let's check in our database also. I'm selecting this command, select start from employee, click. See here we got the Jack details. Now we got two rows affected. Now let's update, edit the record. I'm editing the Jack details. Let's increase the Jack salary from 12,000 to 32,000, and I want to change and the email ID also. Let's change the name Jack White. Jack White. That's it. Update record. See here message we got, record updated successfully. Go to home page. See the salary, before it was around 12,000, now we got 32,000, and the employee name is Jack White, before it was Jack. Now let's check in our database. See the employee name is Jack right now and the salary is 12,000. Let's execute this statement, select start from employee, browse. See here the salary is 32,000, the employee name is Jack White. Now the final step, let's delete this Jack White. Click delete. Oops, something went wrong here. Let's check and fix that one. Go to views here. Friends, the problem is here I have added EMP model in the dictionary, the key values, but in the index.html, see here I have added data. Copy this data. In the views, let's add data here, because when I fetch all the records here I am using the data keyword. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now let's reload the browser. See, now we got the records what are they available in our database table. Let's check in our database table. We have deleted the Jack White, the employee name. Let's execute this statement again. See, the Jack White has been deleted. Let's delete this challenge also. Click delete. The delete has been deleted successfully. See, the challenge also has been deleted successfully. Friends, here when I have added one jQuery functionality, the on-click return confirmation. It's not confirmation, it's a confirm. Sorry for that. So there's a reason it's not showed this message, the confirmation message. Let's save this file. We'll check the output again. Let's check the final output. I'm reloading the browser. Create a new employee. The employee name is Peter @gmail.com. Occupation is HR. Salary is around 3000. Click mail. Click insert. Peter is saved successfully. Go to home page. Now when I try to delete this message, the Peter record, see here now we got the alert message. Now if I don't want to delete this Peter record, I can click cancel. See, the record is still available. When I click OK, the record has been deleted successfully. Let's check again. Select star for employee. See, we don't have any records here in our employee table. So this is not confirmation, it's a confirm method. That's it. In this video, I have showed how to implement the CRUD functionality, creating a record, updating a record, how to read a record and delete the record in Django web application with PostgresQL database.